Hey, welcome back to the Hot Slice Podcast. This is the podcast by Pizza Today magazine. I'm your host, Denise Greer, executive editor here at Pizza Today. With me is creative director Josh Cowan.
Hello, Denise.
Hello.
It's great to see you this week.
It is a wonderful week to be here, right? I mean,
This
all
is
weeks are wonderful, right?
right. Now that I'm working in the basement, I don't get a lot of interaction with people, so it's great to talk to a friendly face.
Exactly. I like it. We have so much going on in the industry, though. We've
It's
come
heating
off
up.
some travels. We're getting ready to do some travels. We're getting out there in the world.
Yeah.
Um,
We like I said, we just recently went to Tony's Pizza Napolitana, and we just did the Pizzeria of the Year issue, which was a huge success and so much fun to do and learn so
yeah.
much. And yeah, it was just all around great.
It was all around a good time. And right now, currently, we're still doing the pizza industry survey. We kind of continued it a little bit just to give people that last minute opportunity, because we know some folks are a little late to the party sometimes on answering things. So we want to give everyone an opportunity. So that survey is still open.
But this is your last chance.
It's the last chance, though.
Last chance.
Yeah, last chance to get in on it. And I will tell you, Josh, I did pull a report because I can't wait. I got to look at things, and
Right.
it's so fun to go through the responses, especially with some of the trends. And we ask a question about what new pizza topping you're adding this year.
That's
Or
one I saw when I did the pre-test, just to but I was like, oh, this is the one I want to be interested in. This is the one I want to
yeah,
see.
yeah, because it's so interesting. We got a lot of different responses, and so those are going to be great to just comb through and do some research on. I'm very excited about that question.
So
It's really fun.
so stand up, be counted, get your
Yeah,
pizzeria information in there. It's so valuable to the whole industry as a whole, and
absolutely.
it's going to pay back for you as well. So
Yeah.
yeah, be
And
counted.
don't forget about the 30 pizzerias to watch list. So that is the pizzerias to watch list moving forward. That is going to be a big thing that you're gonna want to get on that list. It's exciting, and that's all in that hub, in that portal for the survey. You'll see a link to fill out that questionnaire as well. So we'll put that in the show notes too.
Yeah, put your stuff down there, because if you get on that list, that's huge for you. It's
Yeah.
it's easy PR, and that you're going to get wrote up in all your local publications about being a 30 a pizza to watch, a pizzeria
Yeah.
to watch. So yeah,
Regional
it's so
and
good.
even national.
Yeah, so it's so good for you.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, one more thing, Clearinghouse, to talk about. PPNE, Pizza and
Pizza Put.
Pasta Northeast,
Yeah,
coming up.
it is legit 2 months away at this point. So
Yeah, we're in final
um,
stretch.
we're in final stretch. The fall is right around the corner, which is always good anyway. And so October 16th and 17th in Atlantic City, Pizza and Pasta Northeast. Our keynote this year, which I'm very excited about. We've had him keynote for 2 years, but we haven't had the show. So finally getting the keynote from Pauly G, Pauly G's, and I think it's going to be fantastic, because I visited him, I don't know, a few years ago, and we just sat there at the table and I could just listen to him talk for hours.
He's a
Great
story man.
stories. Yeah, great stories. It's just a real value when you hear him
Yeah.
speak.
Yeah, and I love that he is an ambassador for the industry. He
Yeah.
really is. He's so good about promoting other pizzerias, always wearing a cap from some other pizzeria or a shirt from some other
It makes me
pizzeria.
wonder what cap he'll wear to the keynote, because that's going to be. I mean, you really got to. Yeah, I mean,
He
who's
won't
it
wear
going
his
to be?
own. We know
He won't wear
that.
his own. No.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm interested. Let's do some side bets on that.
Okay.
What kind of cap he's going to wear to the keynote?
I
Uh,
don't know. Yeah, we're gonna have to do some side bets. If y'all want to in the comments, take your bets on whose pizzeria that Pauly G will be promoting during the keynote. He will have a hat on of somebody else's. I
he,
guarantee it.
I don't know if you know, but Pauly was recently in the news and all the like New York Post and tabloids around town. He got hit with a foul ball from Aaron Judge of the New York Yankees game,
Oh
right in the head,
no!
right in the head.
Oh,
Yeah. He has
I
a
did
spot
not
right
know
there in his head.
that.
Yeah. So I saw, like I said, it was in the New York Post. But I'm pretty sure that Aaron Judge is going to autograph the ball for him. But yeah, that's a pretty good scare, getting hit with a foul ball at a baseball game. So
Yeah, maybe he'll share a little bit of that story
oh,
too.
I'm sure that's your kickoff. That's your lead right there. So
Maybe it's like when they came up with the flux capacitor, they'll spark a genius pizza idea.
right.
So, all right. So let's get into our guest.
Yep.
So today we have Brandon Nixon, and he is with Alforno's Italian Cuisine in Strasburg, Virginia, kind of a small town in Virginia. And
Yeah,
guess what? He bought his pizzeria a couple months ago from Craigslist, which I
yeah.
find fascinating.
That's like, Craigslist, you can buy a canoe or a weightlifting set or a pizzeria.
Or a
So
pizzeria, you never know. And
yeah,
that's what he kind of wanted to specialize in, is buying those pizzerias that need a little love, and he wants to bring them back, which he's been able to do in this short amount of time with his pizzeria. So it's an interesting conversation to hear from a new operator who's actually
right.
been in the business for 15 years.
Yeah.
And then finally pulled the trigger to open his own.
Yeah, it's always interesting. We have a lot of seasoned pizzeria owners on the show. But to hear someone, this is their first year, like actually owning, and it, like I say later in the episode, I'd like to hear from you a year from now and see where you've grown, because we're kind of seeing you at, right at liftoff. So yeah, it's a great podcast, and it was good to hear from Brandon.
All right, well, let's just roll right into our conversation with Brandon.
Looking to grow your pizzeria or restaurant? Then you'll want to try the power of a cloud-based POS system. With Hunger Rush, you'll get everything you need. This fully integrated restaurant management system allows you to easily streamline operations, accelerate the delivery process, and grow your business through Hunger Rush 360 marketing. And it's so easy to use. Want AI-powered text ordering? It's built in. Need to track orders? No problem. Schedule a personalized demo at hungerrush.com today. Performance Food Service is proud to deliver high-quality products, innovative technology, and custom operational solutions to restaurants of all sizes across the country. The flagship division of Performance Food Group, with deep roots in the restaurant industry, Performance Food Service has been the exclusive distributor of the Roma family of brands for more than 65 years. This signature relationship has allowed Performance Food Service to become a leader in the pizza and Italian segment of food service nationwide. Bacio is celebrating its 10-year anniversary, a decade of exceptional Italian pizza cheese, unmatched consistency, and partners that have become family. If you haven't had the chance to try it, purchase Bacio today and enroll in the Gold Club to receive cash back for every pound you buy. That's right, get rewarded for every single pound of cheese purchased. Schedule a demonstration at baciocheese.com/hotslice to learn more. Pizza is your legacy. Build it with Bacio.
So Brandon, you've been in the business for like 15 years, and you started out as a delivery driver.
That's
Tell
correct.
me about getting into the business and then transitioning into becoming an owner.
Well, it's been an interesting road.
Interesting.
Let's hear about this interesting road then.
We like interesting.
Yeah, I started as a delivery driver, driving a V8 pickup truck. Kind of friend of my mother's was running a small chain of Z pizzas.
I know
franchise,
Z.
Yeah, that were local here in Virginia. So he's like, "Hey, why don't you come work for me?" Because what I was doing, I was transitioning. I think at the time I was overnight security at a hotel. So he taught me a lot. I started as a driver, like I say, in a V8 pickup truck.
Which is really gas efficient. I'm sure you're making.
Oh yeah, definitely learn. Where he quickly made me a delivery manager / someone who could work on the inside as well, because he taught me all the stuff as far as computers, how to stretch and dough, stuff like that. Saved up for a V6.
And then you really save some money, right?
Oh yeah. During the V6 time, pizzas weren't doing as well. The organic fad and I guess the costs weren't doing it as well for the owner. He ended up selling to someone who had a local pizzeria, and he converted them to essentially expand his business. He kept about a handful of people, which I was one of the handful, thankfully.
Nice.
And then I worked there for about 10 years, working my way up, delivery manager, supervisor, ended up being a GM of multiple locations that they had. They did over $1 million a year per location.
Wow, nice.
Yeah, so it was interesting getting into a place like that on the ground level, because you're starting, everyone's trying to figure out, I guess, what's the right way to do it, and make
Right.
it a franchise or a chain or anything like that. Then COVID hit, or let me rephrase. I herniated my back for the second time, and I was out,
Oof.
and then COVID hit. So then it was
Ouch.
a double whammy.
Yeah.
And they
Yeah.
like, oh yeah, do your thing. And then they kind of, long story short, said, oh, you quit and whatever else. And it's like, not so much.
Oh no.
Yeah, it was unfortunate after all the time I put in. Ironically, the corporate owner still messaged me occasionally on Facebook trying to, oh, hey, I might have a new location coming up. And it's like, no, I think I learned.
I see where your loyalty was. Yeah.
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 Kind of thing. He always said, oh yeah, invest certain amount. My father passed, I had a certain amount. Oh, no one's going to let you invest that little amount. So it's
Yeah.
kind of like, man, I worked so hard. Which it's whatever. Day and age, inflation, whatever.
Yeah.
Did
I hear you bought your pizzeria off of Craigslist?
Yeah. So
I gotta know that story. That's I've never heard of that. That's awesome. I would hear it.
So I was out of work for a while.
Mhm.
And then last winter, I was actually selling firewood out of a dump trailer off of Craigslist.
Oh,
So I was
wow.
on Craigslist looking at different things for sale or whatever. And I've always been into business. My father had a car repair shop for 30 plus years that I grew up at. So, always an interest for me. And saw this, you always see a pizzeria for sale. You're like, oh, they must be going out of business. Things are going bad.
Yeah.
And then I saw one, the price was like, that can't be right. That can't. So I messaged the guy. I said, maybe I'll take a look at it. I talked to my wife. She's like, yeah, we'll go look. We'll go look. If that's actually the price, we'll definitely go look. So we went and looked. Small town, Strasburg. It's outside of like the Winchester area in Virginia, which is also more of a country area.
Yeah.
So it's about an hour and a half west of DC, right?
Yes.
Somewhere in there. Okay.
Yeah.
And is that the town you were? I mean, I guess you wasn't living in that town. Were you living close already, or?
I actually drive an hour one way to work 7 days
Okay.
a week.
Wow.
We're closed now. But it's against traffic, so it doesn't bother me too much.
Yeah.
But we came in, the recipes weren't very good. The service wasn't very good. You name it, wasn't very good.
Yeah. Did you have good equipment? I mean, were you able to utilize the ovens? Were you able to utilize the mixers and things?
So everything was working.
Okay.
Got it.
We took over March 1st. And since then, the walk-in went down. It went down at one point. 2 or 3 of the freezers went down a couple times. AC was down for a month and a half.
Wow.
We did not close.
Wow. Okay.
I still came in. We age our dough about 2 to 3 days. So for the most part, we were able to get in between sessions until Hobart came to fix the mixer that time.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, we bought the business for like $40,000.
Oh
Wow.
my gosh. Wow. That is insane.
Yeah, which kind of tells you what his sales were. And
Yeah.
Right.
so the first month we did maybe 9,000 all month. Learning curve, you're fixing things, getting everything taken care of. Last month we did 27,000.
It's quite an increase.
And
slight increase, yes.
see, what makes it crazier is within 2 miles, there's 5 other pizza places
Oh, wow.
in a small town.
Oh wow.
Hmm.
Yeah, what's that? About 10,000 people in that town, so something
Yeah,
like that.
so yeah, and half of them are related to this one or that one, and,
Right.
so many people would say, "You're kinda crazy to do that," but,
Yeah.
obviously, things are going pretty good with sales. We try to use the highest quality ingredients we can. We use Grande, we use Stanislaus. Uh, like I say, we age our dough minimum of 2 days, minimum.
Yeah. Well, let's talk
Uh,
about that dough a little bit. What are you doing a cold fermentation? Are you bulk fermenting? Are you, balling then fermenting? Let's geek out a little bit on that.
so I've watched a lot of YouTube videos of the dough doctor,
Yeah.
which helped tweak some of the issues I was having because I didn't know any better. Because primarily I was not necessarily a prep guy, but I'd helped in prep before. So we do a 50-pound bag. It's 6 ingredients, everything you can name. I use a hot water, and we usually try to ball it within 20 minutes or so. Get it in the walk-in, cross stack it, cool it for an hour, maybe 2,
Mhm.
and then age it in the walk-in. Like I say, minimum of 2 days before I use it, and it just gets really good fermentation, superior proof to it.
Yeah. Now, what would you classify your pizza style as?
Pizza, it's good.
It's pizza. Is it just a nice hand formed,
And tossed, yeah.
Yeah.
It is hand tossed. I do all the pizza myself.
Oh
Wow.
wow.
Yeah, to where, like I say, I make the dough. The driver will help me make the dough.
Mhm.
And yeah, I stretch it. I make all the pizzas myself, 7 days a week, open to close.
Yeah.
I just haven't found anyone that stretches it to my specifications yet.
Are you saying you're a perfectionist when it comes to every pizza that comes out, right?
Not a perfectionist, but I'm very particular.
Okay. Now, what's it going to take to get you out of working in the kitchen? What's going to fall in line for you to feel comfortable with somebody else taking over the dough making and pizza making process so you can start doing other things with the business?
Me being me, I would probably still have to be involved in the dough making at least. I would want to make it very consistent. Just because, I know it sounds crazy. I stir it a certain amount of time, the temperature is a certain amount of time. I kind of do the baby bottle test with the water on my wrist,
Mhm.
don't actually use a thermometer, but I want it to
Yeah.
be exactly the same every time.
And
Yeah.
you just purchased this place in March, so of course you're gonna want to still be in there. This is all still very new. You still got to
Yeah.
get everything really consistent before you can hand it off to anybody just willy nilly.
The crazy thing is we haven't done any mail out menus, haven't really done any advertising aside from a couple of Facebook posts and stuff.
Yeah.
Um,
When you're in those small communities though, they when the word gets out, the word gets out.
Yeah.
Yeah, we used to do a raffle, kind of, I guess, a raffle.
Uh-huh.
We're right on the street corner near, it's kind of historic downtown,
Okay.
right near the Main Street intersection. So everyone stops all day long for about 3 minutes at a time. I
That's
would
funny.
make 5 small cheese pizzas and literally just pick cars and hand them out.
Oh
Oh,
wow.
great.
Alforno, Italian cuisine, new recipes, new management, new ownership. Just give us a try.
Okay.
A lot of people were surprised at that.
Mhm.
To where that's one big thing for me, service,
Mhm.
quality. Whether it's for the customer or for the employees. Everyone deserves better. Too many people have gotten complacent with mediocrity,
Yeah.
with inflation and everyone spending so much money,
Yeah.
Yeah.
it should be, hey, how are you doing? Hold the door for them, and there's been so many people that have been surprised at that. And
Mhm.
it's like, there's not even any real chains in town. So it's like, I would understand if it were chain restaurants doing that.
Mhm.
Yeah.
If your local town restaurants aren't even giving you the service and half of them are your family, it's kind of like,
Yeah.
you know,
You get they
Yeah.
get too comfortable. They get way too
Yeah.
comfortable, and before you know it, the service is all gone.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Same thing with the quality. I was watching one of your recent Hot Slice episodes talking about, if you gotta raise prices, usually people understand if you're giving them a good quality.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Um, don't don't cut your quality in half and expect them to be like, oh yeah,
Yeah,
they
exactly.
deserve better. So
People want the
Yeah.
good product. So are you just delivering and carry out, or do you have a dining room as well?
dining room as well.
Mm-hmm.
According to the inspector, up to 33 people inside. I'd say it's a little small for that.
Yeah.
And then there's a shared patio with another restaurant next door, so up to 44.
Okay.
Which we've had a couple crazy days. 4th of July was nuts. We get a lot of travelers off 81.
Mm-hmm.
So it's a crazy mix of all the local people, but also travelers. We get people passing through from Tennessee to New York and
Yeah.
Mexico to Canada and all kinds of crazy stuff.
Yeah. Now I want to touch on real quick. So when you bought the business, you went ahead and kept the name of the previous business.
Yeah.
What went into that decision, and how did you let people know that it was new ownership and that they should not expect the same, lackluster quality that they were used to with that pizzeria, like you were talking about?
Well, one of the reasons we kept the name is so we wouldn't have to close and have a long transition period, so we could just stay
Mhm.
open, fix the things. The former owner, there close to the end, he was only open 4 to 9, and
Yeah.
he was closed Sunday and Monday.
Okay.
And there's a lot of other places that aren't open 7 days, to where we're open 7 days. The earliest we close Sunday at 8 o'clock, so it's an hour earlier.
Yeah.
But people deserve to eat when they want to eat,
Yeah.
or need. So we put a big banner in the front, just like I say, did the raffle, handing out pizzas. I would just randomly make a lot of pizzas, donated 5 or 6 pieces to the police department,
Mhm.
drop some off to the Chamber of Commerce.
Oh yeah.
So now the police chief is a regular customer anytime they have events or anything like that.
Mhm.
The mayor is a regular customer. The fire chief and all of his crew is regular customers. So it took a bit, and like I say, I would just put like a post in the local What's Up Strasburg or whatever group on Facebook saying, hey, try some new ingredients, new recipes, maybe take a picture of a pizza.
Mhm.
So we started doing more different things. So we're not just regular pizza. I'm trying to do like a pizza of the month situation. Have a couple dessert pizzas.
Yeah.
Keeping things different and interesting, especially in a place where there's 5 other places that all serve literally the same exact thing.
Yeah, I get
Yeah.
you.
Yeah,
I
and
get-
that's where you got to one up on them, because you're new, you're fresh, you're energized about this whole thing.
Yeah.
And
I'm also
if
not local, so I'm kind of, they're a little
Oh
weird.
yeah. Yeah,
Mhm.
you're that outsider coming in.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I
but I
feel
mean,
you.
giving pizzas away and like you said, at the street light and whatnot, that goes a long way, especially
It
in a small town.
does.
It goes a long way. So
It
you're
does.
doing the right thing.
You had mentioned that you would watch some dough doctors. Since you did not come from, a pizza making background at pizzerias, what was the learning curve like for you to get that dough correct? Where, okay, now we have a viable product, and how is it changing now?
It wasn't terrible. At one
Okay.
point, I was a GM at a location that was at George Mason campus.
Mm-hmm.
Long story short, it was one of the first franchises that weren't corporate owned. So there was 3 owners. The prep guy didn't get along with them. He just walked out one day.
Oh, wow. Oops.
And the rest of the staff was all college kids that could only come in maybe after 12, maybe, I might
Yeah.
have a class or a lecture. So I ended up having to fill in as the prep guy, and I
Mhm.
started 2 to 3 batches of dough then a day at that location because it was just a madhouse.
Oh, wow.
Like I say, they would usually use the dough the very next day. I between the dough doctor and different things I've seen, it's definitely easier to stretch when you age it a little bit, but
Yes, it is.
it has a better consistency after baking as well. It stays a little softer, a little airier,
Mhm.
a little more flavorful. So
Yeah, I would agree.
the dough doctor, like I say, the biggest thing that helped me was, I guess I didn't realize about cross stacking and cooling properly. So we were getting the slimy issues, and then after
Mhm.
that, oh well, we're getting the skin. What do we do with the skin? Baker's kiss. So
Yeah.
now we kiss every dough ball with oil,
Yeah.
and it just locks everything in, and everything's really good now.
Yeah. And it takes
Thankful,
a while, right?
yeah. Thankfully, we squared that away probably the first month and a half or so.
Absolutely. So now you're getting all your methods together, you're getting your groove. What's next for you? What are you looking forward to with the business? Are you able to plan forward, or is it kind of just keep your head down and make pizza right now?
Sure.
Sure, all of it. I like it.
You're open to all of it.
As you mentioned before, it'd be nice to find someone that I could trust to at least make the pizzas and stretch the pizzas, so
Mhm.
it be proper. Because, like I say, I use a rolling pin to get a certain form, and then I hand toss it. So you still get the crust, you get thinner inside,
Mhm.
almost like a New York style thin crust
Yeah.
scenario. If I could do that, I could go out and do business stuff, and
Yeah.
kiss, handshake babies, and all that stuff. But I guess a goal would be to keep growing, possibly a second location within 2 years, third and within 5.
Mhm.
So another place that is been going downhill,
Mhm.
possibly go in, change the name, revamp, and turn things around.
Yeah.
To where I look at it from both perspectives, like business and quality and food and pizza. That would be an interesting goal, possibly even setting it up like a Chick-fil-A franchise where it's a corporate owned scenario, but you get general managers to work and like a profit sharing. They get most of it. I don't need any money. I don't really care about it. It's more to the
Yeah.
customers and the employees.
Yeah.
Do that and maybe have a regional commissary, so I could still do dough management and deliver it within a temperature controlled scenario, keep costs down for the franchise owners
Mhm.
or franchise runners,
Mhm.
less equipment, all that stuff,
Yeah.
keep consistency.
Yeah.
It'd be an interesting thing to do. I probably also do like a Dollar General approach and
Mm.
focus on some areas that have been neglected that
Yeah.
deserve better.
Yeah.
Because there are a lot of big cities where there is a lot of competition. They still deserve better, but that's besides the point.
Yeah.
But like in this town, there's not a chain. I beat out a Little Caesars for the location,
Yeah.
like by a couple days,
Oh
Mhm.
wow.
and I think they're glad that it didn't become just a Little Caesars, another cheap place.
Yeah. Yeah, that happens, but it's just if you're trying to get into the small areas, we've seen a lot of really successful pizzerias in really small areas cranking huge numbers, huge lines out the door because they become that regional attraction,
Yeah, and we've had people from a bunch of different towns come and say, "Hey, we heard about you. We've heard great things."
Hmm.
One local guy said that we're the best steak and cheese in town, which, I don't think I'm doing anything crazy. It's a steak
Yeah.
and cheese, but I make
Hey,
sure there's enough meat and make sure there's enough toppings. Would I want to eat it? Is the biggest thing.
Yeah, exactly. Well, thank you so much for coming on the show, and we wish
y-
you all the best of luck in your first year.
and
'Cause-
it'll be like I would like to meet and do this podcast again next year about this time,
yeah,
and just to see kind of what you've been through this first year of business and how much you've grown. So yeah, so we might be doing this again next summer then.
It would be interesting. This month, it looks like we're going to be another 10% growth off of last month.
Yeah.
hey, that's all you
Yeah.
can ask for is continued growth.
Yeah, it's been crazy.
All
Well,
right.
congrats on everything.
Yeah, congrats, and keep us posted. We'll like to hear about your success. Okay.
Thank you so much.
All right.
Thanks.
You take care.
You too.
Bye bye.